Hello, hello, ladies. Good evening. Dina, Sana, Amira, Yasmin. Hello, hello. All right. We're wrapping it up, ladies. Only one more day of our daily sessions together. Wrapping up the 21 days, which are the core of this program and the time and the experience that you have in transforming your body, understanding how the body works, understanding how detoxing works, understanding all the moving pieces of detoxing and food and nutrition and skin and supplements and all of that. So tomorrow is our last day of our daily sessions. And the other reason for that is because, I mean, I've been in many online group programs, not for health, but for other things. And having this group coming together as a group is one, when you are working on something that nobody else around you is really working on, so you don't really have support in your actual daily life. So your new group kind of becomes like your new sort of your sisters, your new family, where you come in and you can find that engagement and that support and the acknowledgement and really everything that you need as you are going on this new journey of yours. But at a certain point, you can get really, I mean, I know I did, like, I just needed that group, like anything would be going wrong not related to the program that I was in. And it sort of became the place where I knew that I could come in anytime and get support really about anything. But these programs I was in were like year-long programs. So we really got very, very close, the ladies in the group. So at some point, you do have to let go, like the hand holding has to slowly stop. You need to start to be able to trust yourself without always having me and the group to fall back on. A big part of empowering yourself on this journey is learning, relearning. If you used to trust yourself and then you lost that trust for whatever reason, learning it brand new, if again, you've never been taught that trusting your own judgment around your health and your body is actually a thing. So this is why we can't continue to have every single day for the next 3 months, daily session, daily session, daily session. At some point, you also have to absorb all the information. There's a lot of information. So this is why you have time starting next week to be able to go back and rewatch or watch for the first time if you've missed these sessions, because there is a lot to learn. As some of the ladies who've been here many times can tell you, there's so many different layers and you don't get everything the first time around. You need to go through it once and twice and 3 times. So we're going to wrap up tomorrow with essential oils. We'll take a little break and then we'll come back with a deep class on emotional eating and then one more class on mindful eating. And the reason we're going to take a little break is for you to catch up. But when we do emotional eating, unlike learning about the physical, you don't need daily education on that. It's one class, basically covers it all. And with emotional eating, it's all about implementation and it's all about diving deep into your mind. So the way that I'm going to do that with you on a daily basis is going to be through the Facebook posts. So if you're somebody who hasn't been very active on the Facebook group until now, or you don't check it daily, those of you watching here and those of you watching the replays, I do recommend that not next week, the week after, once we have our emotional eating class, that you do check in the group, because I will be posting sort of a prompt every single morning for you to think about something that's related to your emotions and eating and something that's related to your emotional and mental health. A short prompt that will get you to start to connect the dots between what might be going on in your life that triggers your emotional hunger. So you're still going to be doing the work. We're just going to be doing it in a little bit of a different way. All right. So that starts the week after next, and we'll work on that for about a month. And then we'll do mindful eating last. And then the same thing with mindful eating. I'll be giving you some prompts daily in the group for you to think about that, because mindful eating healing and mindful eating really are the goal for this. You want to reach a point in your life where you understand your physical body and your emotional and mental state so well that every time you eat, it is such a clear and conscious decision on your part. You are not driven by the cravings. You're not driven by a lack of willpower. You're not driven by people around you. You're not driven by the fact that oh, I'm on a trip. Here's just, I'm just going to go ahead and eat. Oh, well. No, your mindful eating means every time you put something in your mouth, you are consciously deciding that this is what you want to put in your mouth now, because that's what you want to do. There isn't any kind of pressure from anywhere, not internal, not external. So a lot of ladies will tell me, when they're sort of messaging me and they want to know more about the program and what can I expect and everything. And then when I tell them what the program entails, like, oh, well, okay, so I have to stop coffee and I have to stop my, bread. And a lot of them will say, no, you know what? I'm not ready to do that now. I think I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, which is I'm just eating mindfully. I'm just following what, my body signals. I'm just following what my body's telling me to eat right now, which is exactly what you want to do, except you can't do that. You cannot do that if you are still biochemically addicted. And if you are still eating emotionally and don't understand your emotional triggers. You might think you're eating mindfully, and yes, I'm following my body's cues, but there are two huge factors that are actually running the show there. The biochemical addictions, they're the ones that are telling you, I need a melted cheese sandwich right now. Oh, I need my third coffee right now. Not you. It's the addictions that are talking. Oh, I need to go have my 16 donuts before bed because I had a fight with my husband. That's an emotional trigger. That's not you. So you can't get to a state of mindful eating, and that's why it's the last step before you clear all the addictions. So it's not the addictions talking anymore. Before you get to understand all of your emotional triggers, these take time. And by the way, you will never be 100% rid of emotional triggers, but you will understand them much better. They're not going to be the ones that are completely running how you eat and how you act in your life. Then you get to the point of mindful eating. Mindful eating means I can go and have an argument with my husband and rationally know that having 16 donuts is not going to solve it, but I'm going to choose to have the 16 donuts, knowing that this is not the best choice. Not saying, oh, well, I'm depressed and I'm upset. Let me just go chow down on 16 donuts. It's a very different experience because I will have the 16 donuts, but I will also process the emotion at the same time and process what happened at the same time. So that's sort of how the progression is going to move on from today until the end of the program. Today, we're going to cover the superfood, super supplements, superfoods, super supplements, they're interchangeable, the name, and adaptogens. And then tomorrow we'll cover essential oils. And with that, I would say you pretty much covered everything you need to know about natural / alternative detoxifying healthy lifestyle. Pretty much. There's within all of these different things that I've taught you, there's categories and subcategories and different ways and many different practitioners and many different teachers. This is an introduction to all that, and it will, if you choose and you continue to evolve in this way, you'll see that it's never ending. You're going to continue to learn. You're going to learn a little bit from me and move on with it. And then you're going to see somebody else who says something either similar or a little bit different and experiment and try with that. It's a continuous evolution as long as you're alive. And you're going to see that potentially what's working for you today is not what worked for you 5 years ago, is not what's going to work for you in 5 years. Always keeping yourself open to that opportunity of evolution is incredibly important. So what we've done here really is just creating a foundation that you're going to keep building on. All right, so super supplements / superfoods. Yesterday, we talked about vitamins and minerals. So vitamins and minerals are naturally occurring in the food we eat. And the purpose of the food that we eat is to provide us with these essential vitamins and minerals that are building blocks for our cells, right? Your cells need the vitamin C, the vitamin A, the vitamin K, the magnesium, this calcium. They need all of these to function. When we're not able to get that from food, partly because the soil is depleted, the main reason that everybody's eating foods that are naturally deplete in these minerals and vitamins, then we supplement. But once you start creating the foundation, as we talked about yesterday, really the need for supplements decreases. You do not need to be taking 15 different supplements a day. And when you feel like, right, I've created this foundation and it's solidified and my new normal is really easy for me, and you're still not feeling quite how you want to feel, or there's some symptoms that are still nagging, then we look to the world of supplements to see how they can help us. So the first line is always going to be vitamins and minerals, because that's the most important thing that might be deficient in your body. The next thing you would look for, if you've added in some of the supplements, would be the superfood supplements. So these are also vitamins and minerals, but instead of taking the extracted form, so when you take vitamin C, or you take vitamin D, or you take zinc or calcium, this is an extraction of the vitamin or the mineral, typically a synthetic form, or in some places, in some of the brands I've mentioned, they actually will grow certain foods and extract the vitamins and the minerals from a food source, giving you a very natural supplement. Superfoods, super supplements are not extractions. You're consuming the actual plant, they're all plants, that actually contain within them a blend of vitamins and minerals. So they're called superfood. They're like a higher level, super supplements, higher level of like your basic supplement. So this is where you would go to if you want another added boost, but in a very, very natural, very pure plant form. That would be your superfoods. That's like spirulina. And if you'll notice, all these are sort of like green plants that they turn into powder. Spirulina, moringa, barley juice, barley grass powder, maca. These are all plants that are grass. Sometimes they come in tablet form, but it's basically just take the plant, grind it down, and you just consume it in a powder form. You put it in a smoothie or a tablet form. And these are, like I said, they're different blends. So you're not going to find, like, if you take a vitamin C, it's just vitamin C, or you take magnesium, it's just magnesium. These within them, they have different blends. That's why they're called super supplements. The one after that, like the absolute highest form of supplementation that you can take, is what's called adaptogens. So adaptogens are not vitamins, and they're not minerals, and they're not super supplements, and they're not superfoods. They are not about vitamins and minerals. So when you take a single supplement, or even when you take something like spirulina or maca, which is a blend of different vitamins and minerals, it's to fulfill a deficiency, okay? You're deficient in vitamin C, you're deficient in vitamin D. When you're taking an adaptogen, you're not taking them to fulfill a deficiency. So you're never, like an adaptogen is like ashwagandha or schisandra berry or one of these. You're never deficient in ashwagandha, so you have to go and take it and replace it. You're never deficient in a schisandra berry. These are very potent plants that they don't go in to fulfill a deficiency the same way that a tablet of a vitamin or mineral does, or even the superfoods are. They're not vitamin and mineral deficiency. That's not their purpose, to fulfill those deficiencies. Adaptogens work on a much deeper level because they heal systemically, right? So they go and they work on your stress, they work on your hormones, they work on your mental state, they work on your emotions. And the reason they're called adaptogens is because, unlike taking a vitamin, so today you take a vitamin C, you've like fulfilled that vitamin C for the day. I take magnesium, it's going to work, that day. If you're somebody who needs it to go to sleep, or you're anxious, you will feel a bit of a difference on the day. With the adaptogens, it could take anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks for you to start to feel the effect, because they adapt themselves in your body to where they feel there is a weakness, and they go in and strengthen that weakness with their herbal capabilities. So they are incredibly powerful. And I would say definitely you leave these till the end, unless you have something that is already diagnosed severely malfunctioning in you, then you can go ahead and take an adaptogen. You would only ever take one adaptogen at a time. Whichever one you choose, you take it for the 3 to 6 weeks, see how it reacts with your body. And then if you feel you need to add another one, you can add another one. In general, when it comes to all the supplements, the superfoods, super supplements, and adaptogens, there is no problem, for argument's sake, right? Let's just say theoretically, you wanted to go take vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, selenium. And then you wanted to go put spirulina in your smoothie and put maca in your smoothie and put ashwagandha in your smoothie. In theory, there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Your body, it knows how to process and break down many different vitamins and minerals at the same time. Just think about the ingredients you put in a salad. How many ingredients do you have in there? And each ingredient that you have in your salad has how many vitamins and minerals each. So every time you're eating a meal, anytime, you are consuming a mix of vitamins and minerals anyway. The reason you might be warned against that is because of what I told you yesterday, the synthetics in the supplements, right? So if you're taking 10 different supplements and each one has bulking agents and anti-caking agents and is filled with, some of them have gluten and soy and all of this. So you're taking all of that and then it's a synthetic version of the vitamin or the mineral. That's the problem, not the body's ability to break down vitamin C and magnesium and calcium and ashwagandha at the same time. The body already does that anyway, all the time. All right. So that's basically that. Any questions? When is the class of emotional eating? Yeah, not Sunday that's coming, the one after. Thank you, Noher. Reminder, the entire class schedule is in the Facebook group under events. So if you're ever in any doubt, look there. In the their daily emails are also going to end next week. So you will not be getting a reminder in your emails for the classes. Please check under events in the group for that. Questions, ladies? Yasmin always needs to go last. Okay. I mean, Sanette, I think all of them are great, right? All of them work. The question is not what do I think of? They're all great herbal they're plants, literally plant remedies. The question is, are you at a stage in your healing that you feel this is what you need? That's all. That's the only question that matters. For any of these, are you at a stage in your healing where you feel like this is what you need to add on? Yes or no? That's it. Sandras, is it okay to have vitamin B and multivitamins? So in theory, yes, it is. Depends which multivitamin you're taking. I usually recommend the single vitamins like you saw in your guide, because the multivitamin pill is not as potent. So they're not putting, and you don't necessarily need everything that's in there. So I would rather you focus on the 1, 2, 3 deficiencies that are really going to make a difference to you, rather than taking a multivitamin that's just watered down potencies of so many different vitamins that your body doesn't necessarily need. So it's almost like it's not doing anything. And most multivitamins, again, are incredibly synthetic, and most of them have added fillers, etc. So like Centrum is like the absolute worst multivitamin in the world. If anybody's taking that, stop taking it. These sort of generalized recommendations, everybody should take a multivitamin. No, everybody doesn't need to take a multivitamin. If you're eating the way we're eating, there's no need for a multivitamin. You've covered yourself pretty much. That's why we say focus on the symptom and then see what the correlating deficiency might be. There is moringa tablets, okay, to help with detoxification. So moringa helps with detoxification. Spirulina helps with detoxification. Barley grass helps with detoxification. These are, if you want to add them in, like you don't feel like there's necessarily a deficiency, but you want to give the process a boost, then yes, you can also add these. Sanat, when do we add it? After finishing the 21 days. So yesterday I said I recommend all of you start with magnesium. But if you feel like let's say, I would say at the end of next month. So when you've been doing this for about 2 months, okay, that'll give your body will be able to communicate with you if it's balanced, if it's healed, if it's done, if you're symptom free, or if you need to add something in. So I would wait 1 more month before you bring technically anything in besides magnesium. When do we start taking out, like, well, no, I just said, Sandra, if you're taking a multivitamin, I don't recommend you take a multivitamin. And if you are taking one, send me a picture of the ingredients so I can just make sure that chances are, I haven't yet come across a multivitamin unless it's one of the ones I've recommended. But I don't recommend just sort of blanket recommendation if everybody takes a multivitamin. It doesn't work, believe it or not, okay? It's not about taking 16 different things in one tablet. It's about bio-individuality. What does your particular body need? Let's focus on that. Shadeen, any adaptogen that is specifically good for hormones and stress, that would be ashwagandha, 100% ashwagandha, yes. Sandra, today I'm sick, so I took dandelion on my water and lemon. So yeah, that's fine, dandelion on your water and lemon, no problem. But let's reframe what sick means, right? You're detoxifying. So the body doesn't get sick, the body detoxifies all the time. What we have been programmed to label as sick, cough, cold, runny nose, fever, headache, body aches, flu, that is the body healing itself. Those are the symptoms of healing. So you're not sick, Sandra. Your body, if it hasn't yet had a detoxification withdrawal process and symptoms, and this is what you're having right now. PCOS, I would say Schisandra berry, definitely. That would be the one. Ashwagandha covers everything also as well. If you're feeling any kind of stress, in addition to that, I would go with ashwagandha first. You're not feeling the stress or really insomnia, fatigue, nervousness, you're not feeling any of that, I would go with Schisandra berry right away. Yasmin, go ahead.
Thanks. Yesterday when we were talking about the supplements,
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that you didn't mention vitamin D because I know that it's very important, and I know that a good portion of us are probably not getting enough sunshine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to ask, like, you wouldn't think of it as like a master hormone or vitamin like magnesium?
I wouldn't, because I said go out into the sun. So my priority is for you to get it naturally. My priority is for you to go outside. Unless you are somebody incredibly deficient where you are ill, okay, then and you would need the supplements instantly to quickly bring up your levels, then no, I want everybody to go out to the sun 10 to 20 minutes a day without sunscreen. Have as much as your body exposed as you can, depending on where you live. Like your face is almost not enough. Get your vitamin D that way.
Okay. And I'm just curious to know your routine with supplements. What do you normally go for? And, if you take a supplement, how long do you stay on it? And then for how long do you take a break from it? And
so what I usually, right now, I'm only taking magnesium. That's it. That's the only one I'm taking. And that's because I've gone through cycles of taking things and then stopping, taking things and stopping, and realized when I'm taking the breaks that the only thing I realized makes a really big difference when I'm not taking it is magnesium. So I used to take the spirulina and the maca in my smoothie every single morning. And then right after my smoothie, I would take vitamin B12, zinc, and I would take the magnesium at night. So that was my usual routine. So then, and anybody who's taking, you should take them for about 3 months. And then after the 3 months, take a break. So at the 3 months, typically I would get a 3-month supply. So I don't like have it counted in my head, oh, it's 3 months. I buy my supply for 3 months. So it's finished. And then I would stop and take a break for 3 months. And usually when something like, a sign of a deficiency starts to show up, it would show up about 4 to 6 weeks after I'd stopped taking the supplement. So I realized that the thing that always comes back for me, sometimes I get heart palpitations, and sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety and not being able to sleep at night. And then as soon as I go back to my magnesium, that clears up. So that's the only thing I'm sticking to right now. I do use something sort of like, I don't want to say like if I feel like if I'm doing a deep detox and I feel like I'm getting a runny nose and I'm getting a headache and I don't have the luxury of staying in bed, like if I'm working or things like that, I will take a sort of a concoction of vitamin C and zinc and dandelion drops, and that quickly sort of helps to detox. It makes the process faster and I can be up and running faster. But I sort of have that as, I guess you can call it a remedy. It's not something I take regularly. Yasmin, you froze. Okay, let me answer these until she comes back. Hiba. Ginseng is also good. All of these are good. It all depends on the source. It depends on what else is mixed into whatever product you're buying. So you just want to make sure that you have the highest quality, that it's as natural as possible, doesn't have bulking agents, anti-caking agents, doesn't have soy, gluten, GMO things, sugars in it. That's what can dilute the power of any one of these. Yasmin, you're back.
Sorry, I got disconnected, by the way. My apologies for that.
No problem. Did you hear what I said or did you not hear?
The last thing that I heard was that you if you need a boost, if you're not feeling as well,
Yes.
then you use vitamin C and zinc with a drop of dandelion, right?
Yes, exactly.
And yeah,
I
that
do
was
that
it.
in I forgot to mention, I do that in a glass of fresh orange juice. And I do that to give me a boost on a day where I'm starting to feel like, oh gosh, here goes, like, detoxification, but I really don't, I can't stay home today, all right, to rest. I can't wait it out. I need something to help me along. And this typically happens to me when I'm on vacation and I eat the things that my body really doesn't want me to eat, but I want to eat. I'm on vacation. So I always take this with me because like 2 days into a vacation, if I've had more coffee than I've had, or I've had desserts, or I've had, junk. 3 or 4 days later, my body wants to bring that up and wants to get rid of it, but I'm on vacation. I'm not going to stay at home. So I have this remedy with me. I take it morning and night, and it helps to quickly clear out whatever is happening. If also it's not a detox process, it's not an actual detox process, but if I'm out and I get a sore throat or I feel like maybe I'm catching something and my body wants to get rid of it and my body wants to make me, ill, I'll do the same thing again, and it helps me to get through it quickly. So that's sort of like a remedy. It's not a daily thing.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Let me see. Spirulina powder is okay. Yes, they're all okay. They're all great. They're all fantastic. What differentiates between them only is your need for it, right? I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I have to go and get the spirulina, and I have to go and get the maca, and I have to, and if I'm not having these things, then I'm not healthy, then I won't heal. No, right? We've healed so far, and look at all the progress you've made so far without any of these things. So this is not something you need to run out and do today. It's not something you need to do next month even or the month after. I want you to really give your body time to settle into this new way of eating, or if you are repeating, you are grounding yourself in this way of eating, and then see what it is that you need. So it's not that there's something that's okay or not okay. They're all okay, again, given that they're sourced properly also. Karen, where to get good quality magnesium? So for all of these in your guide, I've shared links. Unfortunately, we can't get them in Cairo. So if you have an opportunity for somebody to get them for you from abroad, also because they're becoming really, really costly, right? So we don't want to go and invest a lot of money in something that you might not necessarily need. But if you feel like you need it, and you can have the opportunity for somebody to get it from you, get it and try it out. There are, if you are purchasing in Cairo, there are several online stores. I think there's iHerb and there's online pharmacy, things like that. Contact them, because sometimes, because they're not very consistent in their stock. So contact them, see what's available, let them send you, and they do this because all the ladies in my programs have done this. Let them send you a picture of the ingredients, send it to me, and then in that case, we'll work with sort of the best of what's available, right? Sort of like how you guys are showing me your beauty products. Not everything is 100% clean, and it's okay. If we can get something that's 98% clean, that's still great. So we can do the same thing with the supplements that are available to you here. Let me help you with that process, like reach out. And this doesn't have to happen today. We have 2 months together. So if you have time to research, to look, to get the pictures of the different supplements, and in our time together, I can help you decide and make the best purchase. Nohid, what about coconut water? Fantastic. Acai berry, also great. Just make sure it doesn't have any added sugar. That's the biggest problem with acai berries. Hiba, today I felt very weird since the morning, extremely emotional, sad, urge to cry. I wasn't productive at work at all from the heaviness. So a couple of things. Are you close to your period? So these could be PMS symptoms, and PMS symptoms can happen anytime from 2 weeks to 4 days before your period. That's one thing. Are you paying attention to that time? And if not, then it could easily be an emotional detox. Remember that your body has to, the same way that it got rid of the food toxins, it has to get rid of emotional toxicity as well. So if that's it, there's nothing wrong with this at all. There's nothing wrong. I mean, we've been conditioned to feel like we shouldn't feel sad, we shouldn't feel weepy, we shouldn't feel like we need to cry. But your emotions communicate with you. They bring your attention to what needs your attention in your emotional and mental health, the same way that your physical symptoms bring your attention to what needs attention in your physical health. So this is an opportunity for you to explore, like, why are these emotions coming up? Are there certain memories that are coming up with this? Is it a certain time of year for you? Don't let all of these are opportunities. So don't let this opportunity pass and think, why am I feeling this? But instead of being sort of annoyed by it, be curious about it. Why am I feeling like this? And feel into the heaviness, feel into the sadness. So often we just want to push it aside, because we shouldn't feel sad, we shouldn't cry, we shouldn't, and we keep suppressing it, and then it keeps trying to come out periodically. So there's nothing wrong with this. You want to analyze and process why you are feeling sad and heavy today, Hiba. Shadeen, for the ashwagandha, is it better to boil and drink as tea or get as powder and add to smoothies? I mean, it's easier, so much easier just to do the powder. Like, you also want to simplify. If you have time and if it comes as leaves and you want to do that, by all means. For me, when I used any of these, if it wasn't something that I could just put in my smoothie, like also not something to drink separate, add it to my smoothie, blend it, it wasn't going to happen. So either one is fine. What do you feel you have the inclination to do and the time for? That's it. And to keep it regular, because remember also with these, you have to be consistent. So it's not like, let me take it one day and then get tired of making the tea the next day. So which one of those is the one that's going to stay consistent with you? Hiba, today's ovulation day. Okay, so today is a huge hormone shift day. Huge. Ovulation day is a big shift in hormones. And we think that the PMS and the crying and everything comes like right before the period, but those hormones shift on ovulation day and they continue to shift until you get your period. So not unheard of to have an emotional day on ovulation day also. It could be emotional, could also be irritability, crankiness, like that whole range of emotions that we tend to feel with PMS could start as early as ovulation. Farida, where do I get ashwagandha from? In Cairo, you can get it from Blessed Botanicals. I've linked it for you. He's got the best ones. He's got the Blessed Botanicals. Yeah, Blessed Herbal Journey. He keeps changing his name. He has great natural herbs. He's an herbalist and he makes them all here. I would go get it from him first in a powder form. Shadeen, one more ashwagandha question. Better to take day or night? I don't think this one actually makes a difference. I used to take it in the morning just because it was easier to put it in my smoothie. The only thing that I would say out of all of these, I would say take it at night is the magnesium, because it calms you down, because it relaxes, because it helps you sleep. Not everybody, but if you take it in the morning, you might find yourself sitting at work and getting sleepy and drowsy and feeling really relaxed. So it's better to take it like 1 to 1.5 hours before bedtime. Yasmin.
So you said that for the energy, well, I mean, that's after we you know, we've made some good progress with clean eating and everything. So if we're still not feeling as energetic, then it's probably B12, right?
It would be B12. And if you want to try one of the superfoods, it would be spirulina and maca. That would also help with energy beyond the B12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, magnesium could help with that also. Because magnesium helps with the functions of so many other things, you might find that even though magnesium is technically the relaxation mineral, but taking it is going to help. It helps lower stress. It helps to put you in a better mood. So sort of indirectly, it's going to help with you're going to sleep better. So sort of indirectly, it could also help with your energy first. So this is why I recommend magnesium to everybody first. Do that first, and it could help, you know, give you that boost of energy where you might not need to take anything else.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions, ladies? All right, tomorrow's our last class. Spend the next week, I'm going to keep repeating this, going back and rewatching these classes. Watch them from the beginning if you've been here every single day. If you've missed, go back and watch the ones you've missed. If you haven't done so, do that in the, you know, in the next while that we're together, which is show me your beauty products, come in and show me your supplements. If you already have ones that you think might work, you don't need to go out and buy new ones. If you are searching for new ones, then make sure that you take the time that we have left together to do your research and then come in and show me what you found so I can tell you if they are appropriate or not. And keep doing what you're doing. We are not done just because your critter brain might come in and tell you, oh, 21 days are finished. You did it. You did it. We're done. You're not done. We're done with the teaching part of this program. We're not done with eating to heal. We're not done with the process. We're not done with the repetition. We're not done with observing your body. We're definitely not done with communication. I'm there with you on the group every single day still. And, you know, four more sessions plus the last one. So we're still communicating. Just because we're not going to be communicating daily in this doesn't mean that anything about this is done. So just in case your critter brain is trying to say, right, you've done it, you've done the 21 days, you don't need to keep doing this anymore, you know, go back to your coffee, go back to your whatever it is you want to go back to. 21 days is all you signed up for. 21 days is how long it took me almost, to teach you the most important parts of natural healing. It's not the end of your healing process. All right, ladies, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you all again here tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night, ladies.
Night, night.
Night.